The unicorns are mythological creatures that at least in this dimension, they don't exist. In the same way, the I, the me, does not exist either. It is a unicorn. It is imagination. The difference between these two things is that you have thought just a few thoughts about unicorns in your life, but about this mythical creature called I, you have thought millions of thoughts. And you have also had millions of feelings about this I, the I that you call you. That's the difference. But in terms of existence, reality, they are both exactly the same. The I is a unicorn. It doesn't exist really, but because you have thought about it so many times since you were a baby or a little older than that, it has become a belief, a deeply ingrained belief. But that doesn't make it real. This belief and the way we talk in our language with each other is making new thoughts about this unicorn called I, and new thoughts continuously. And that is the problem. You can't stop thinking about you or having feelings about you. That will probably continue even after awakening. With awakening, the only thing that will happen is that you will see clearly that is not real, same as a unicorn. So it is very simple, in fact. There are thoughts about I, there are feelings about I, but there is no I. In the same way, if you devote part of your life to investigate, think, talk, write about unicorns, you will think a lot of thoughts about unicorns, and you will even begin to feel feelings about unicorns. And that's okay, but at least you know that they don't exist. The problem is that in this case, with the I, you still don't know, unless you're awakened, that it doesn't exist. That the I is just a mental thing. It's the repetition of a thought. It's what is called a complex in psychology. As it was described by Carl Jung, a complex is a mass, a psychic mass, made of thoughts and feelings. So yes, there are thoughts and feelings about you, but there is no you. That's what you see during the awakening. And why this is valuable? It is valuable because then you will not take this unicorn called I that seriously anymore. You may continue having thoughts about I because you need the word I to even relate to other people. You will continue perhaps having feelings because it has been hammered, this idea, for such a long time. But the I, you will know after awakening, that doesn't exist. You will continue recognizing, yes, there are thoughts about I, conversations about I, if you tell a story about, quotes, you, feelings about I, but now, after awakening, you know that the I is not real. And that makes a difference, and it's a big difference. You can also put this in terms of Santa Claus. When you were a child, you believed in Santa Claus, perhaps, and at some point you discovered that your father had a custom of Santa Claus in the closet, perhaps, and you stopped believing in Santa Claus. Perhaps for a while you still had thoughts and feelings about Santa Claus, but you already knew Santa Claus is not real. Does that make a difference? Of course it does. It makes a difference. You don't take Santa Claus seriously anymore. Or at least not so seriously. So awakening is very valuable. And awakening is like that moment where you go to the closet of your father and you see, through observation, direct observation, you see that the custom is there, and then your reason tells you, oh, Santa Claus doesn't exist. So awakening happens also as a result of two things converging. One is clear observation into the mind-body organism to see what is in here and what isn't. When you look carefully, you realize, yes, there are thoughts about me. Yes, there are feelings about me. Yes, there is a belief, which is an idea, about me. Yes, when I talk about me, there is talking about me, but there is no me. That's the awakening. And it's very simple. It's a combination of observation and clear reasoning. It's not a spiritual experience. I'm not denying that through a spiritual experience of a psychedelic, you may have come to the same conclusion. Yes, you can. Some people have that blessing, but that's unreliable. You can't force a spiritual experience unless you take psychedelics, which you never know where the experience is going to go. But through careful observation into the human existence, you can see that the I cannot be found, and cannot be found because it's not there. You will find, again, thoughts about you, feelings about you, but no you. Never. Because it's not there. And that is the difference between something that has some reality, like a thought or a feeling, and something that has no reality whatsoever. something that has no reality whatsoever is imagination. It's not real. That is the case of the me. It's a story in the mind. So I hope this helps you to look carefully into your human experience until you see clearly the me is not here. It's a thought. And if you have difficulties to do this process of, call it introspection, looking within, self-inquiry, if you have difficulties to do it, I understand it. It's not easy because you need to be very objective in your seeing and in your conclusions. But it can be done. So the awakening protocol is designed as a guided introspection to help you to see this truth. And you can find a link below this video at the end of the description of the video, a link to the awakening protocol, and also my email if you want to pursue it. So I hope this helps. Did it help here in this case? Yes, it did. Awakening, I have said it many times, is not the end of the path, but it brings relief. It brings relief because you don't take the I so seriously anymore. You don't defend it as much. You are willing and to recognize the limitations of your thoughts and beliefs and where the mind-body organism is misprogrammed, so that you drop the defenses, and at least to a great degree, and then it's easier to continue perfecting the mind-body organism. You will never be perfect. The mind-body organism is an entity of nature, of duality. It's imperfect. But you can perfect it. Yes, you can move in that direction, making it better. A better person, having better feelings, more objective beliefs, and on and on. If you're interested in the subject of awakening, I recommend you subscribe to the channel, and you will receive more videos like this. Take care.